for me to keep trading. So again, I'm like just about halfway, just over halfway of my loss limit, just barely on the day. So I'd be willing to take another trade if the price action allows us to. If the price action is going to be bad, I'm not even going to risk any more of my capital, and I'll just go over to a prop firm account. We'll just move on from there. So this morning we took 2 trades. We only took 2 trades, 2 losses with half a lot. Price action was pretty bad, so we didn't take any more than that. So that's kind of where we're sitting right now. So just looking at the market, okay, big drop. We came up, we formed this 5-minute SIBI up here. And ever since then, that's when we kind of started our big dump in the market. We came down, we displaced a lot of our previous lows. We took out London low, Asia low. And now we're bouncing off the 50% equilibrium of our daily busy. So this is kind of a very key level. We have to see, are we going to continue to react here upwards? Are we going to break structure back to the upside here and reverse right back to the highs? Or are we going to get a continuation of this bearish trend that we've seen in this drop off? Well, my initial thoughts would be trading into a daily busy like this, I'd want to see a reaction off this level. I'd want to see us react there, but we've seen a very strong downtrend. So what I'd have to see if I was going to look for longs, if I was going to look for a reversal, would be like a bullish breaker to form, right? If we were to come up and take out this high up here, if we were going to form a bullish breaker on a 5-minute time frame, that would give me some more conviction to jump into a long position, right? Try to take the longs back up to some buy side liquidity above. Other than that, as long as we're holding this bearish trend, right, I would be looking for shorts. But this market today, it's been a very tricky market to trade. So you just have to keep that in mind. That's why I'm still cautious. I'm still not 100% if I'm going to trade my main account. That's my plan right now, is to do that. But if the market doesn't allow us to, then I am going to, then I'm just going to trade an eval account like we normally do during this session. So just keep that in mind right now. Shouldn't we cover the imbalance, the long candle? I'm not too sure what you mean by that. What do you mean by that, Trade 903? Shouldn't we cover the whole imbalance? If you could please elaborate, and then I'll try to answer your question a little bit better. So look, I'd be looking for us to inverse this 5-minute right here. If we're going to inverse this 5-minute, that would start giving me a little bit of conviction to jump in longs, right? Just to see this reversal happen, because again, we still technically are seek and destroy today. I know we finally had somewhat of a breakout, but ultimately this is a seek and destroy profile type of day. This is a seek and destroy profile type of day. So again, I would be expecting to see some kind of reversal here. Back up to buy side, we might be able to catch a nice long position. Probably just looking for some kind of scalp, not really looking for a huge trade. Up to these highs, it's about 165 ticks from this imbalance. So if we're going to inverse it, and if we can start to form some better 1-minute structure, we could look for a nice long position here. So let's start looking for 1-minute structure to form. Again, we have about 9 minutes until our hourly candle closes, until our new hourly candle opens. But this reversal is starting to look pretty clean. So we could start looking to target a long position up to these highs. Oh, I see what you mean. If you see yesterday's market open at 6, is there an imbalance there? Shouldn't we cover it? Okay, let's check it out. Let's check out yesterday's market open, right? All the way down here. So if we're looking at 6 a.m. yesterday, or 9 a.m. So an imbalance on what time frame, Trade 903? Are you talking about, are you still on NQU contracts? Are you talking about the gap up? So you don't want to pay too much attention to that, because now we're no longer trading those contracts. So it's not really a real gap up. That is just because of our rollover. So don't really focus on that. You don't need to worry about that. That's simply, that is because we rolled over contracts. So you're going to see, that big volume gap there. So now we're on to NQZ. So just transfer over to the NQZ contracts. That is now officially what we'll be trading. But yeah, and I understand why you thought that, right? It would make sense. It makes sense seeing that gap up. I know it confused a lot of people. So yeah, just to kind of sure that up there for you. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, so I'm kind of waiting to see if we're going to trade into this 1 minute busy here. And I do want to see us inverse this 5 minute SIBI. If we can close above that 5 minute SIBI, that would give me a lot of confirmation that we're going to see a little bit of a reversal here. I already think we are seeing the reversal. I already think we are going up for that recent high up here. But we just need to see an entry level, right? It's just like earlier. We got to wait for an entry level. I know today's been tough. It's been a harder day to trade. That's understandable. You can't beat yourself up if you haven't done good today because, guys, we knew price action was going to be tough to trade today, right? We talked about that from the start. So if you find yourself struggling today, that's okay. You know, if you need to walk away, walk away. If you're managing your risk correctly, that's good. You know, you can keep looking for trades. But don't beat yourself up about having a losing day because this is a very tough market to trade today. Very tough. I don't care what your skill level is. It's a very tough market to trade. Doesn't really matter what your skill level is today. It's difficult. So just remember that. Don't let this get you down. Again, I'm having a losing day so far. I'm not letting it get me down. I understand the market conditions are hard. So I'm not gonna beat myself up over having 2 losing trades, right? Because I know I stuck to my plan either way. I know I stayed patient this morning. I know I kept my risk very tight. So there's no reason for me to be upset about that. All right, so we inversed this 1 minute. We created a 1 minute bullish order block here. Could be a decent entry level off this order block, but I also kind of want to wait for this 5 minute to close here in about 30 seconds. I really want to see this 5 minute close above, possibly even trade back into this inverse on the 5 minute time frame. That's kind of what I want to see here. And we might break out. We might not come back for that. So if you want to be aggressive, you can be aggressive. You know, you can look for the aggressive entries off the order blocks, off the inverse 1 minute up here. But I'd rather wait for the more conservative entry, waiting for this 5 minute to close, giving us that extra confirmation. I know we're going to close above right now, but we just want to see that confirmation and wait for a very good A+ setup here. Okay, so we completely inversed there. Completely inversed the 5 minute SIBI. I would like to see if we're going to trade back into that SIBI here. Or into the inverse, right? 5 minute inverse now. So this is now, these lines right here now represent an inverse fair value gap. So let's just kind of be patient. Let's wait. Let's see what setup we get. See if we get a good setup here. Patience, patience, patience. So it seems like my stream is working pretty good so far. That's a good sign. Don't want to jinx it. For any of you that did join up late, I did say my computer has been acting up on me today. I'm going to have to take it in and get it fixed. So if there is any issues, we might have to stop the stream. So far, it seems like it's running pretty good. So no problems yet. Oh, voice crack. No problems yet. Right now, I plan on using my live. I plan on using my main account because right now price action looks a lot better. So I'm willing to try it out. And again, I'm not going to go past my loss limit, but that's my plan right now. If price action gets really bad, I might not even trade at all, right? We'll see how it's looking. Right now, it looks pretty good. I'm starting to really like this setup in the longs. Just need to see us really hit a level that I want to take an entry off of. Whether that's that 2 minute imbalance there, whether that's the 5 minute inverse or some 1 minute structure that we can form. That's kind of what I'm waiting for here. So, like I said before, aggressive entries off this 1 minute order block. We're holding it pretty good right now. Could be a decent entry. First TP is going to be this high up here at 19,695.50. That would create a bullish breaker on the 5 minute if we can close above that level. And then we'll kind of just base our next TP based around how our price action looks, right? If price action's all over the place, you know, we might even want to just take full TP at this level. We might not even want to hold a runner just because of the way price action has moved today. It has, you know, it's been very strange. So you might not want to hold on to a runner today. So we'll see kind of how structure is looking if we do get into a trade. We just traded into the inverse there. All right, so that's good. We trade into the inverse. We're getting a reaction off of it. If we keep respecting this 1 minute OB, I might look for an entry off of this 1 minute order block here. Might look for an entry here. So let's see. Good reaction off the inverse. Good reaction off this order block. Again, structure is still not the best. We're still kind of chopping around. We're still kind of stalling here. So I would need to see a little bit more for me to really jump into an entry. Let's see how the VIX is looking. VIX is really dropping right now. VIX is looking pretty good here. ES is looking really good, really bullish here. So I'm liking my other indices. So I just need to see some extra confirmation here. Again, we've got this 2-minute imbalance down here. That could be a good level for us to trade into as well. Right there. But if we get a great bounce off this level with these long wicks to the downside, I would be willing to possibly look for an entry off this order block on the 1-minute time frame. It's a good bounce here on the 5-minute inverse. 15 minutes looking pretty bullish here. Good 15-minute bullish candle here. So let's see what kind of reaction, if we're going to get some momentum to step in here. Okay, here we go. We're starting to see a little bit of momentum. No follow through though. No follow through right now. Very wicky, very choppy. I like that we inverse this 1 minute. I like that we inverse the 5-minute. Just got to be careful around this area right now with the way PA has been looking today. Yeah, that's what I'm looking to see, right? I want to see us create a 5-minute bullish unicorn, 5-minute bullish breaker up here, but we might be able to catch the initial move that takes us up to create that bullish breaker, right? So that's what I want to see us do. If we do create that, that would give us some extra confirmation to maybe hold on to a runner, right? And now we have a 5-minute busy. That's great. That's what I want to see here. 5-minute busy. Okay, we're tapping into it. So now we have the busy. We have a BPR here. This could be a good level that we can bounce from to take along here. Perfect. That's a great reaction. I'm going to look to get an entry here. I'm going to look for a possible entry here. All right, I'm going to try it out now. I'm going to try it out. Half a lot. Again, high entry. That's okay. I'm fine with that right now. We'll see if we can get that fall through. We tapped into the 5-minute busy. We've tapped into that 5-minute BPR. Good structure forming on the 1 minute. This is a trade I'm willing to take here. So I'm going to try it out. I'm going to keep my stop below 19,651. 19,651.25 will be my stop. Okay, so I got my stop set. I'm going to set my limit order up at the highs. So I will just sell half my position up there for now if we can reach up there. Again, we're going to need to see a lot of follow through here. With the way price action is moving today, do not be surprised if this one comes back down really quick. Right? If you don't want to risk, then don't take the trade. Okay? That at the end of the day, that's what it is. If you don't want to take the risk, don't take the trade. I like this setup a lot. I think there's a lot of potential for this one to really push through and inverse this 1 minute right here. We just have to push through this level. If we can inverse this 1 minute, I definitely think we are going up to that high. So I do really like this setup. I like the 5 minute. Great bounce off the 5-minute BPR. Good structure setting up right now. We just need to see some follow through here. So far we've hit just about 37 ticks, so nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. We are kind of getting a bounce around this, 1 minute SIBI here. So I'm going to hold strong. The more we start pumping, if we can start pumping more, then I'll start de-risking and moving my stop loss up, right? But I'm going to keep in half a lot right now. I'm going to keep in half a lot. So actually, I might just sell 2 up at the top. I might just sell 2 up at the top. So I'm going to change that to 2 cons there. And maybe leave 1 runner. If we can form that bullish breaker, that'd be great. Again, this price action's all over the place today. We've been seeing a lot of manipulation. So if this one doesn't follow through, that's the risk we're willing to take here if you're getting in this trade. I love this setup. All of these confirmations I've gotten have told me that this is a great setup. On a normal day, I would really not even stress whatsoever about this trade. But today is not really a normal day. So again, just be aware of that. Be aware of the possibility of manipulation here. So let's see what happens. Let's see if we can run, if we can create that bullish breaker, if we can inverse that 1 minute SIBI. Again, I like the trade. Obviously our entry's high, but we were waiting for that confirmation. We needed that confirmation to get into this trade. So I'm okay with my entry being high. If this one doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I'll move on. I will move on. So structure's still holding right now. We're still holding structure. We just need to see this one start to kind of break out. We need to see this one start to really pump. Need to see some bullish momentum, bullish order flow step in. We need to see us really start to try to inverse this 1 minute, create this bullish breaker here. So I'm still liking structure. The only thing I don't like about this, there's one thing I don't like, and it's that we're not forming any 1 minute fair value gaps on this move. That's the one thing I really don't like. Besides that, it looks great. Also, our TP is going right into a 1 hour SIBI right there. So that's another good thing. That's a good target for our TP right there. 1 minute SIBI, recent highs. I think that's a great level to target TP. We're just kind of chopping around though. What I don't want to see happen is us manipulate all the way down, grab our stop, and then pump, right? That's kind of happened a few times the past few days. It's kind of been a little bit of a theme the past few days. So again, I like the setup overall. Now we just have to trust that the market isn't going to manipulate our stop. Yeah, if ES is going to come up and take out these highs, again, that's a good level to keep our eye on just in case we do get some SMT divergence up here. You know, just to pay attention to that. It's a good level to pay attention to. So still holding right now. Still holding pretty good. I'm going to keep my stop where it is for right now. If we can get a nice pump through this 1 minute, I'll probably just make this a risk-free trade. But right now, we're just chopping around. We are just chopping around. 5 minute just closed. Great 5 minute displacement candle there. That's what we wanted to see, leaving behind a 5 minute order block. But now we have to bounce off this 5 minute order block. This has to hold us up. This has to be a good support level here. So the one thing that I really wanted to see more of was 1 minute fair value gaps, bullish fair value gaps being created. So far, we haven't done that because we've just been chopping. Because that would just give us confirmation that bullish order flow is really stepping in, right? If we see a lot of 1 minute fair value gaps being created, we're having a lot of confidence that the buyers are in control. So just a lot of chop. This is, again, for me, it's stress-free because I understand my risk. I know if I lose this trade, okay, I'll be around my daily loss limit and I'll just call it a day. That's fine. You know, I know my risk. I'm not going to go over my daily loss limit. None of that. I'm not over leveraging. I'm keeping my risk pretty tight. I'm not going into a full position. I'm staying in half a lot. Right. So there's no stress for me. There's no stress for me. You have to get to that point where it's just kind of stress-free no matter what the situation is. Because this is the kind of price action that can cause a lot of stress. It can make you stress out a lot. Because you see the perfect setup, you take it, and then price just goes the wrong way or chops around for 20 minutes, right? And that can cause a lot of stress. That can cause you maybe to get angry, let your emotions take over. You just got to fight against that. You can't let that happen. That's why you always have to have your pre-market plan or your pre-trade plan. Your risk management plan set up. Win or lose. So we're still manipulating a lot here. A lot of manipulation. Seems like we can't really fight through that 1 minute SIBI yet. Just chopping around. But really that 1 minute SIBI is the only level here. It's the only imbalance above us. It's the only imbalance above us. But sometimes chop can cause us to get, wicked out of a trade. When we chop around a lot, sometimes that means that they're trying to hold us down, right? They're trying to hold this trade down, which sometimes means it's going to come down and manipulate, grab some sell stops before making the move up. So this is why we want to see us kind of break out of this chop. We want to see us break out of this chop to the upside. So again, we're just like a few ticks in the profit. We're right around break even. For most of this trade, we've been right around break even. So I'm going to keep holding. I'm going to stick to my plan. I'm not going to change up my plan. because overall I still have conviction in my strategy here. The only thing I don't have conviction in is our price action on the day and how it's been a little bit unpredictable. But all my technical analysis levels tell me that this is a very solid trade. This is an A+ setup. I have a 60 tick stop loss. 60 tick stop loss. So even if I did, let's just say for example, if I did lose this trade, I still wouldn't hit my loss limit, but I would still call it a day. I would call it a day, right? I wouldn't trade this price action anymore. So basically, win or lose, I won't be taking any more trades. So let's see if we can come up and create that 5-minute bullish breaker. That's what we want to see. We want to see us inverse this 1 minute, create a bullish breaker. Again, this is that psych level. I think, Doc, you were talking about it, right? We have SMT at the highs right now. So if you want to make this risk-free, you can make this risk-free. If you want to make it risk-free, we just got SMT, ES just swept this high. So if I see a very strong reaction back to sell side, that might cause me to just get out of this trade just because of seeing that SMT divergence up at the highs. So I just need to see this one continue. I don't want to see these long wicks. I don't want to see us continue to chop here. This 1 minute SIBI has really been holding us down right now. All right, this is the SIBI right here. This whole imbalance right here. We can't seem to break through. Decent close on the 5 minute. This is the manipulation I was talking about, guys. This is what we got to be careful of here. Just crazy, crazy volatility manipulation. See how aggressive that one came down? Very aggressive move down, and then wicks right back up. So that's why I gave myself some room. I put a 60 tick stop, giving myself some extra room, some extra space on this one, just in case of this manipulation. So the SMT is almost making me not want to sit in this trade for much longer. Seeing us react off the 1 minute SIBI, SMT at the highs. So if I see a strong down close candle, that's when I would probably look to get out of the position. As long as we're still holding bullish structure, I will stay in this. But the second I see a very strong down close candle on the 1 minute time frame, that's probably when I would look to just get out. So this is it's a mental battle, right? This is when this will really mess with your emotions. You just got to try to stay as even keel as possible. I mean, ever since we got in, we saw great order flow stepping in, great reaction, great strong bullish candle. Ever since we got in, we have just chopped around, right? We've just chopped around. So it's when it gets kind of hard to sit in a trade like this. But as long as I still have my conviction, I will sit in this trade and stick to my plan. So still holding this thing. And the reason I haven't moved my stop to break even yet is because I don't have enough room to do that yet. Because we have been chopping around break even the whole time. So I don't want to move it to break even and then get stopped out at break even before the move happens. Chop, chop, chop. The chop is real. So like I said, if we see a really strong down close candle on this 1 minute time frame, you'll probably see me I'll probably just sell it. I'll probably just exit all. That was a pretty strong down close candle. Not strong enough yet for me to close this one. Not strong yet. Not strong enough for me to close this position yet. I'm still going to hold on to this until I start seeing a reaction back to sell side. If this one starts turning red, right, if we start turning bearish on this candle, really getting a long wick to the upside, moving down, I'll probably just cut it and get out. We're still holding this bullish order block as of right now on the 5-minute. Just that wick on the 15-minute, don't really like that wick too much. And this is the price action I was talking about right here, right? This is when I start thinking about cutting this position pretty soon. We're grabbing equal lows, so that's a good thing, right? We're grabbing liquidity. We could see a power of 3. I just don't want it to manipulate all the way down here, which it looks like it might do. So let's see how this 1 minute closes right now. If it closes pretty strong to sell side, might have to just cut this one. Man, this is, you know what? Here's the deal, guys. I know I keep changing up. I'm going to stick to this one no matter what here. I know my risk. I'm just going to stick to it. Either I get stopped out, hard stop, or not. And if I do get stopped out, cool. It's not my loss limit, but it's close to my loss limit, and I'll just call it a day. Because I don't think the price action will be worth even attempting to take any more trades after this one. So we'll see if it hits my stop here, if we're actually going to get a reaction after taking equal lows off of the 5-minute order block. It's not looking too hot right now. Yeah, yep. Oh, there it is. There it is. And that's it, right? So again, not my loss limit, but it's pretty close to it. I'm not even going to attempt. I'm not even going to attempt to take another trade in this price action today. Right? It's just not worth it to me. It's just not worth it. We had great order flow stepping in. Right here, we had a great entry level, or just a great entry model. Right? We had the 5-minute inverse BPR right here. Strong reaction off the 5-minute inverse. Good 1-minute entry, right? We had all of these confluences, and I really liked that setup. I did. But I talked you through the whole thing. You guys know, like, price action today, it's super manipulative, right? So again, I don't think it's worth trading this anymore today. I honestly would advise probably not to trade anymore. I'm not going to take any more trades today, right? Because again, the more you try to trade this stuff, the more losses you take, that's when your emotions take control. That's when you start taking bad trades. So yeah, and as long as you stick to your plan, I stuck to my plan the whole day. I took 3 trades the whole day, right? All 3 trades, I had an A+ setup, conviction in my setup, good risk management. That's all I care about. As long as I can end the day knowing I did that on every single trade, cool. I'm content, win or lose. It doesn't matter to me as long as I did those things, okay? So that's what I would advise you to do as well. So again, I'm honestly just going to call it. I need to go fix my computer anyways, even if these longs step in. Again, don't get FOMO. Don't get FOMO. Just move on. Move on. It's FOMC week. We're getting a rate cut. It's a tough week to trade. So, all right. That's going to be it. I know it was a quick session. I'm not trading. Be careful. Don't blow your accounts. Stick to your risk management plan. All right. Appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for being patient with me. Obviously, we didn't get the wins we wanted to today, but that's okay. We move on. Move on to the next day. All right, guys, you take it easy today. Stay safe. God bless. I'll let you know if I might hop on for tonight for some trades. If I get my computer fixed in time, I will hop on and possibly call out some trades tonight. So I'll talk to you guys all soon. Peace out, guys. No problem. I got you.